So they're running with season 6 rules. So they're doing character run. These are unseeded races. They are going to be doing. They are allowed to select their character order. There are 7 characters that they can play as in this run. Blue Baby, The Forgotten, Lost, Judas, Eve, Eden, and there's one other, but I can't remember right now. Azazel. And so they are allowed to select their own character order in whatever order they feel is best. Usually Forgotten is first just because he has kind of the least synergies, and you are allowed to veto your start on your first character. So this basically just means that you're going to have that there. The start that is on Slash's side is is what's called a fun start, as it were, quote unquote fun start. They are combining 2 or 3 items that are almost good enough to be starts into a start. So he has Jacob's Ladder and more options. Jacob's Ladder is basically is that lightning that you see there. So whenever you hit something, a shock of lightning will shoot across the room randomly. It has a chance to home in on characters. So when you attack, it will randomly home in instead of a random bolt, as you can see there. It homed in on the large blue fat baby. The other start on stoneagemarcus' screen is Incubus, which is a familiar that copies your tier, damage, and type. So Incubus will always be whatever your tiers are. Same damage, same tier rate, same special. So if you have a knife, it has a knife. If you have Lun, it is a Lun. The only exception is on the Forgotten, where Incubus works a little differently. I have Belial as an interesting start. It gives you tiers that pierce, and when they pierce through an enemy, it deals 2 times damage on the enemy. Another factor of season 6 is this penalty mode. You can see the timer there. So for 45 seconds, the character is unable to do anything. It has base stats, so absolute base stats. Then there's the Crack Crown, which boosts stats. So that's a trinket. The one thing about the Forgotten that's very interesting is that he has, I believe it's 4 times damage or 2 times damage. No, it's 3 times damage when you attack melee. You can also throw it for 1.5 times your damage. Is very good. The soul, which is the other part of it, is normal damage. So you're going to see here that I Belial allows you to pierce through. The tiers are 2 times damage after they pierce, and then they are also home as well once they've pierced. So they slow down a little bit and then they start homing, similar to Sacred Heart. Interesting. So you got a double deal, and it is it's going to trade it. Looks like. Oh, he's got 9 lives, so that's good. And that's Dark Prince's Crown, which is actually very good. So that's an increased tier rate. So the increased tier rate means that you can swing your thin more rapidly. He also has the Cat's Head and 9 lives, so he's 2 pieces of Guppy. So he might actually get Guppy this run, which would be really sweet. And stoneagemarcus is playing in the dead mode because you can still technically, and it's better than just sit in there. His build isn't that great yet. That enemy there is quite annoying, and he's gonna have to be very careful. 1 more damage, and he is going to. Oh, okay, he dodged down, so that is fine. No health. Yeah, that's not very useful. He's going to just pass along. So he's got to play really aggressively with really low health, but he does have 9 lives. But he does want to avoid like dying. So I mean, I would almost consider sacrificing as the soul, because that won't cause a devil deal to lower. But it would be completely up to them. Oh, he did get a soul heart there, so that's very nice. You can use the soul to kind of fly around the room, and like you can see there. This is using seeded rules, but the actual race itself is not seeded. So seeded rules means that you start with the compass, so you always know where the boss room is in relation to you. You just don't have the exact map, and there is some strategy that gets involved in that, as well as you're going to see here that they've got that going. In here we've got the mom fight, which is going to go pretty quickly here. Oh, did take down, so he does lose the crown. No devil deal, but does have 9 lives, so we'll probably see them take something. I like it. I like Infestation 2 actually quite a bit. So really hoping for another guppy piece, and stoneagemarcus is really just hoping for another, for a good item at this point. Number 1 isn't actually that bad. Pretty much minimum tier rate, but also reduces range. stoneagemarcus does have a shovel, which is going to help in the long run. The sun and the hermit. Even with the shovel, there's a decent chance that stoneagemarcus is still going to move on into the boss fight, because A, it's close, and B, just for the extra items. Using a bomb there to get through that room a little bit faster, because it would have had to wait for the creep to dissolve, which would have taken quite a while. Mom down on slash SP side, moving into the cathedral. Taking the blue map for additional mapping. Just trying to just get through this run at this point, it looks like. stoneagemarcus's build doesn't need that much, honestly. Just needs, probably just a good steal from the boss rush, and everything will be fine. So that's just Peori on the Isaac fight due to good bombing. Probably going to be moving on to a second character shortly. His build, not that great, does have some pretty good sides to it. Like, for example, the ability to just have additional tier rate thanks to the crown. And Sat Dater is very good. So that is a good addition to stoneagemarcus's build. In fact, some would argue that's, just as good as any, major item. Rubber Cement's very interesting, another damage up. Roland doesn't have a card, so Blight card isn't that great. So you can actually see on the side there the placement. So there are 9 players in this race. So you can see that Stone Age Marcus is actually an 8th. So it tracks it by floor and by character now. Last week it didn't actually track per character, but that was actually patched in thanks to Zamiel, the mod maker, patched in so that it would track it properly on multi-character races. So now we have, now we have this additional way to track. So you can actually see exactly where our runners are in position of the actual race itself. It only updates when somebody enters a new floor. Slash SP is also using a few cosmetic mods as well, which are completely okay in races. There are some mods that are not, but these mods generally are considered fine. And if you have any questions, just let us know. Let me know. I'll try to answer them. I understand, not everybody. Isaac has not really been featured on many channels quite a while, so I know that some people are pretty excited to see Isaac come back in a speedrun sense. Hopefully, maybe some big tournaments can start happening again on, with Repentance coming out soon. And if you didn't know that, because you're watching Isaac for the first time, while you're like, man, I haven't even played this game forever. A new expansion is coming out. It's called Repentance, and it's going to include the anti-birth mod as part of the game itself, and as well as some additional. So as you can see, that's a checkpoint. So now you're moving on to the next character. Next character for Slash is the Blue Baby, and Judas' Shadow is the start here. So we're seeing them take damage as they go. Just to gain the additional damage. So Slash is in first, so he was the first one. It looks like the placement is not updated as of right now. That might just mean that he is in first, but as of right now, it doesn't say. That might be a quirk of the checkpoint system. It's probably going to know momentarily what position. But it looks like Stone Age Marcus has actually jumped into fourth, thanks to his sacrificial dagger. Very good from Slash. Using his Blackheart to gain an advantage there, knowing that it doesn't really matter what health he has. He'd have to find too many small rocks or soul hearts to get a devil deal. So just gonna hope for a health up at some point here. It's the most common thing. I actually don't know what metronome does, so. This room, even with the 2 times damage, is going to take a while. There are a lot of enemies in this room. Oh yeah, seems like positions are still bugged. Interesting. Because Slash is definitely not an 8. Rotten Baby, not too bad. I'm actually a big fan of the Rotten Baby. In vanilla speedruns, when I'm not going for any kind of record, which I never am in vanilla speedruns because those are sort of memes. I will start Rotten Baby just because it's kind of a damage multiplier. So I like it. So. Oh, Jacob's Ladder. Okay, so now I know what metronome does. I guess it's a random item. I was pretty sure it was a random item. Oh, the knife with some flight as well. What a good devil deal. Rewarded for not going in with a dice roll. Actually, you probably just wouldn't roll that anyway. Stone Age Marcus is probably going to get this because his build is very good at killing the boss here. As you can see, like the Sacrificial Dagger is just an insane item. Oh, Forgotten with Brimstone. So this is actually a very cool synergy. You can't throw your dagger anymore, but you throw this ball of brim outwards. It's a very, very cool attack. It deals a significant amount of damage too, to anything inside of it, because of the damage multiplier from the Forgotten. It also just looks really intimidating and cool. I don't know. I like it. Pick up Blind Rage from Stone Age Marcus. Oh, and for Slash SP, get in very good item there. Oh, and a knife for Stone Age Marcus, which isn't as good on this character because, as you can see here, doesn't throw the knife. Instead, what the character does is it just adds damage onto it and greatly increases the arc range of the knife. The soul can still throw the brim knives as normal, so it's a less good synergy. It's still damage up. It's still good, and you can still abuse the soul's knife as well. So you still have access to it, as well as this high damage, brim ball. So it's still good. It's just not as good as Gambit. This is a much better build for Stone Age Marcus than the previous Blue Baby run. I'll be curious to see if their third character is the same or not. Interesting floor layout on Slash's side. It looks a little weird, but it's not too terrible. Excuse my my voice. My voice doesn't normally sound like this. Normally it's a little healthier sounding, but I'm recovering from a really bad cold. I couldn't even talk last week when the first one was happening. I couldn't say more than 5 words. So if you are interested in competing in these races, all you need to do is go to isaacricing.net, I believe. I think if you type in !TB, yeah, isaacricing.net, and that includes the mod. You just need a copy of Afterbirth Plus, as well as the Racing Plus mod. I don't know if Isaac is available on any platform that isn't Steam, but you do not require Steam to play this mod. You do require a authenticated copy, though, as the game does check, or the mod does check for that. So, and there is a brim knife for both runners, actually. 2 very different brim knives, but brim knives all the same. Yes, Racing Plus doesn't actually require. Okay, the rainbow beam's a little crazy for me. Yeah, the other quirk about Season 6 is that it is a it alternates where your location. So every second, so 3 of the runs end in the dark room and 4 of them end in the chest. Stone Age Marcus abusing the Thame plus 9 lives is very good. No double deal, but should be able to take something from here. Nope, nothing decent, so. Continuing to move through. One nice thing is that Horn of the Unicorn is going to be very good here if he decides to use it. Nope, didn't use it. Okay, so it looks like this is... I can't tell who the character is, actually. Oh, it's Eden. Okay. I have no idea what that ball of light item is. If anyone can fill me in on what that is and why it's not charging, that would be great. I've never seen it before. Oh, it's a double charge item. I think I have seen it before, but I completely forgot what it does. But not a bad start. Gets an Emperor card on the Eden, so that's very useful. Not bad, getting tears up and getting good damage already on C2 on character 3. Head of Krampus is not a terrible item. Slash making great use of bombs now that his build is pretty decent. Not feeling the need to guarantee a charge, but he should still get it. Oh yeah, especially with that double room there, unfortunate. But so on 2 pedestals of the current room's item, that's insane. That's actually insane. Okay, cool. I've never seen it before. I don't know where you get it. I don't think I've definitely not seen that item actually. So. Well, his Nets double deal is gonna be really good. So. Thank you very much, Brotweiler. I have a lot of hours in this game, but I actually don't have a lot of hours in this expansion. Oh my gosh, those items. Do it. You know you want the goat head. Yeah, in the engine. Yeah, okay. Maybe I have seen it. I've just never picked it up because I was probably fishing for something very good. But yeah, again, any item added. Oh, hello, Tetets. Any item added, like pretty much, any item in Afterbirth Plus, I'm less familiar with. Although any of the good items, I've pretty much used. So at this point, I do know most of them, but that's just one of those ones that I didn't know. One of my favorite new items is Sacrificial Altar, honestly. Okay, so let's let stoneagemarcus got a Lost with Holy Mantle start. Juice of Shadow Lost start, which is very good, in my opinion, because you get the Holy Mantle, the additional damage, Spider Baby. Maybe Repentance will finally do our spider transformation that's on par with Guppy. Oh, a shovel. Not taking the additional 1 damage. Wow. JK. That's... So didn't skip 1 floor isn't huge, but it's pretty nice. Like, honestly, Slash is definitely on pace for an extremely good run. What are the rules for this race? Well, it's season 6, so it's a 7-character run, done with Lost, Forgotten, Lost, Blue Baby, Forgotten, Azazel, Judas, Eve, and Eden. So you can choose to race those in any order. It's done with the seeded rule set. Seeded rules is means that you start with a item instead of having to reset for an item room. You can also start with a few special starts. Those special starts are, multiple items together that lead to a interesting playable build. And with all that, you don't have to restart for a start, and that's the big difference. These races themselves are not seeded, but the rule set is called the seeded rule set. No worries. You can download this as located there at racing at isaacricing.net, and that includes the mod you need Afterbirth Plus. Also, this is Chocolate Milk and Steve. So this is kind of a combination. This is a combination start. Chocolate Milk in and of itself it's not generally a start, except for on Eden and some other high damage. The high damage characters. So instead, if you add 1 damage, it generally is enough to make it a start. Most people think that, basically it's agreed that Chocolate Milk would be a start if there was slightly more damage to it. Also, this mod, as you can see, does add some UI for the Lost, so. Yeah, the Emperor card was actually the start-in card on Eden, which was very nice. Ouija board does absolutely nothing, but Mr. Dolly. Oh, hello. Very good items. Looks like Wakarana has quit his run. So as of now, there's only 7 people in the race. Not re-rolling the caffeine pill. Must love movement speed a lot. Not trying for a higher damage. Also, now that I know that there's background sound, I can actually. I was feeling like I had to talk literally nonstop, even if there's nothing going on. But it turns out I can now drink water, so. I thought you gotta do that. Not much on Honest and Slash SP side outside of that one devil deal. Oh, stoneagemarcus finally finding a decent item on this run. Gets a knife, which is for this character. And he's not very good. Double damage. Holy mantle. I mean, the holy mantle alone might be enough. Slash is still significantly ahead of stoneagemarcus here. But oh, hello, whoa, that's a lot of good items. Magic mush. Too bad couldn't take more than one item there. Very good. And we've got stoneagemarcus moving ahead and 2020 now. Nothing in this. Oh, succubus is actually quite good. Never mind. Little brim start on Eve, not terrible. Gives you additional damage. Oh, battery room. Basically, your build doesn't matter when you have little brim. You just need to find something by the time you get to womb, or else you're gonna be having a slow run. But you can get to womb in like 4 minutes. Sometimes on this kind of run, especially when you've got a character like Eve with pretty decent damage. So it's not like it's a full carry. There's some soul hearts. Taking the bomber boy, just a move. Some people would avoid that, but not stoneagemarcus. Oh, realizing it doesn't have Devil Deal and is going to opt to stip it actually, because the Devil Deal wasn't that great. Did not have a dice roll ready though. Now on to Slash's Eve. Can't tell what. Oh, is it Brim? Oh, it's a Montrose Lun. Not amazing. still has some really good synergies with some items, so it'll be interesting to see. Slash SP finding some soul hearts. stoneagemarcus is handling this little brim very well. No devil deal though. Minimum devil deals in angel rooms. Not risking in that. Oh, hello, Magic Mush. Take it now. Oh. Very, very good. Oh, wow. Homing is actually pretty good. Allows some of those errant tears to find their mark a little bit easier. Another soul heart. Very good run so far. Oh, and then Flight from Lord of the Pit. Oh, I think stoneagemarcus took red heart damage there on that floor. Well, if it was Slash, why was Slash damaging himself on purpose? It's like it can be under one, so you can have one or less red heart. As Eve, you get a damage boost, as well as a speed boost because you have, Curse. Oh, I can't remember the name of the item. But Eve has an item that she starts with that has a bonus if you have one or less health. Or, yes, that's it. I knew the item, I just couldn't remember the name at all. And sometimes you might see Slash, like, Slash also has red, also has the black crow, or the black bird. And the bird will, or dead bird, and the bird will attack enemies if you take damage. So sometimes Slash might be taking intentional small damage to basically get that bird to be doing a little bit of damage. Is it a restart if they? No, it is not. If they forget, they are still they will still get those. So you can actually step Womb 2. Or sorry, Depths 2. And still complete the run. Now most people won't skip Depths 2 unless their build is insane. Because you still want the Polaroid. Rosary adds adds like a bunch of Bibles to all the pools, and that just ruins like your drops for the rest of the run. So generally people skip the rosary again unless their build is very, very good already and they just want the extra health. With 9 lives you wouldn't take it no matter what, because you just always want that extra damage, but some builds will do better with more health. Mental span, I felt the same way, but Racing Plus really fixes a lot of the issues I had with Afterbirth Plus, so I'll definitely give it another shot, because community is still pretty strong. Racing is less often, definitely. It's definitely a lot less races. But I mean, honestly, I mean, with this, like, we've got 10 people in this race. There isn't really much races beyond this, a week, but this is an extremely good mod, thanks to Zamiel. It's even good for casual play. Like, even if you don't want to race and you just want to give the game a try again, I would recommend the mod. It adds a lot to casual play as well. And Repentance should be good because Spider, one of the best mod developers, is working on it with him, and other modders have had, like Zamiel even has said that he has been, he has given some advice and helped out with some things in Repentance. So Repentance should be very good. Taking the head of Krampus, very good. I didn't realize how nuts the build on the other side got. Still a full, floor behind or run behind, but I believe that is the case. Yes, it's taking Anti-Birth and making it part of the main game. A lot of the items, as well as the alt levels and the bonus stuff, should be all in Repentance, if what I read is correct. And Anti-Birth is like really good. Like, if you new Way of Isaac and you're not a big fan of some of the changes in more recent stuff, definitely play Anti-Birth. It is a breath of fresh air. The synergies in that game are insanely fun. Lots of negative synergies too. So, well, just further things like more broken rooms that have unavoidable damage. There was a lot more, like, they added even more Devil Deal rooms that didn't have items in them. Just a bunch of things that make the game just less fun to play a bit. Like, at least from a speedrunning perspective. It's not a big change for non-speedrunners, but for speedrunners, it's actually a pretty big change. Brittle Bones is very interesting, actually. You basically get a tier thin. The issues are more pronounced when you've played hundreds and hundreds of hours of the base game. But honestly, the game is still perfect for casual play. It's just when you want to play the game, like, when you want to beat it like 20 times a day, you notice the differences a little bit more. Game is great though with the current, a lot of the changes. Even for casual players, that you'll notice that the game plays better in Afterbirth Plus. What are the kind of hearts at Stonehenge? Those are a new kind of heart added in the 7th booster pack, which is kind of like a free expansion almost on the level of Afterbirth Plus. It added the Forgotten, as well as a bunch of items and such. What the items are is they're bone hearts. Oh wow, okay, stoneagemarcus got Tech X and Undefined. Okay. That's really good. Wow. So okay, so back to bone hearts. Bone hearts, they are like red hearts, but they can take one extra hit, and when they break, they don't affect your devil deal chance. Oh, man. Very okay. So slash. So finally, stoneagemarcus, by the way, has like a good build, and by good I mean like insane. Judas, though, with tech point 5 is very strong as well. The dice is the racing mod, yes. So every character starts, instead of their normal start, they start with all the same passives, but instead of whatever active items that they have, they start with the D6 plus a stool bait. The stool bait is so that, but there are a lot of good active items that are like super good. Like super, Succubus Incubus combo, I love it. It's like super good. So the scroll bait added in as well allows them to take those really good items. Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of small changes in the racing mod to make racing, to make racing better. Specifically to make speedrunning better. It's just more fun to beat the game over and over again. Obviously, dice would break the game casually if everyone started with it. So. Oh my gosh, Incubus. Oh, and a teleport. Saying goodbye. Yes, it is almost always too much of a time loss. And in fact, I can't actually think of a time where it's not. So, yeah. It is never worth it. These teleports are atrocious. Yeah, that's what he's saying. If you have a teleport, it is worth it, but otherwise it is not. If you have a way to escape the room with a teleport, death, abuse, or dad's key, or get out of jail free. Oh, nice. Good teleport. Very good. Stone Age Marcus's luck has not been the greatest these runs. Although this build's pretty insane. Nice. He got the I wonder if he notices. Oh, it's a really small floor. Okay. That's not bad luck then. Slash is honestly almost done. Oh, Emperor, right. Checkpoint. Tech. So this is tech with coal, which is a very fun start. So coal increases the damage of tech, or increases damage based on how far away you are, and it works quite well. Oh, taking damage, but that's okay. Does this boss always drops a soul heart? Slash SP's build isn't actually too fantastic, honestly. He's just been playing it very well. No, Stone did not die. He is on a new character. Unless he did die and he's on basement 1, but I'm pretty sure he's on basement 2. Yeah, he's definitely on basement 2. He has the ball bandages. It's just a cosmetic, yeah. Slash SP runs with a few cosmetic mods. This room is very annoying with tech because it's very hard to get through. Slash SP's build got really good when he found that knife. Well, there's actually a lot of color changes as well to make the game more clear. For example, old creep has been changed so that it's easier to tell. Like, there's no creep color that's shared between the player and the NPCs. Oh, hello, knife, Azazel. Oh, yeah, I actually didn't know that knife Azazel didn't give you brim lasers, so that's still fantastic. So one of the other quirks of this is that I think there's 27 starts, and among the 27 starts you ban one of the bid 4, just tech, knife, ipecac, and epic. Among those bid 4, you are only able to get one of them. How one win? Beat the game 7 times with 7 different characters. Which is going to be probably Slash, unless somebody else wins, because the Slash is a very good run. It looks like Haunted Quest is in. Okay, so Haunted Quest actually just finished up a character. The only other character that could be in the lead is Midland. So Midland might be ahead. Don't forget that if you want to follow these runners, feel free to. Both these guys stream Isaac quite a lot. So I know Slash does other things. Stone Age pretty much only does. Stone Age also, both these players actually organize tournaments for the community as well at different times. Yeah, it seems like he is probably ahead. The only way that I think the only person, based on, I've been looking at the scoreboard, because there's a scoreboard off screen that I can see. Very good damage up. Yeah, that shovel is... Why isn't he using it? Use the shovel! There you go. Thank you, Slash. Well, actually, in Isaac Racing, watching your opponent is not only allowed, it's encouraged. It's very different from randomized races. In fact, when I joined the randomizer community, the fact that races weren't done that way was confusing to me. Because I always like the strategy of being able to watch your opponent. And that is actually Midland being the first to finish a run. Oh, hello, Mind. So Midland has won the race in its entirety. Now, the only other person ahead of Slash... No, Slash is currently ahead. The only other person who's close to finishing is probably... There is no future? Oh, no, Shidan. Shidan might be on his last character as well. So Shidan is currently in Womb 2, but I cannot tell what character they are on. This was supposedly fixed. It is not fixed, but they were working on it. So I'm sure that within the next few little bits, there is going to be. Congratulations, Midland, on your win. Unfortunately, no French restream this time, so no one can interview you on the French restream if they wanted to. Also, new beams need to die in a fire. Oh, you're not French? Oh, okay. Well, you said bonjour. I don't know. Very fast time, though. 57:51 is very good. Slash might honestly get sub hour if this map was a little bit better. So... and Slash with a sub hour, so 59:19. Well, that's a good job. Uh, stoneagemarcus is having a little bit of a slower run here. I think Stone Age also got his bid 4 already. I'm pretty sure he started with tech on Eden. But I don't know if that was his actual start or not. And it looks like Stone Age is about to be... Oh no, he died. He was trying so hard to get that in, but then the brimstone happened. That wasn't too bad though. Like the amount of damage there was pretty sweet. Okay, so Azazel Crown of Light, interesting because Azazel does start with all black hearts and half a soul heart as part of the mod, so that way you don't have to be lucky. It seems to Crown of Light seems to be doing good. Roid Rage for additional speed. This should be a pretty quick run because I mean it is Azazel. It's almost always going to be quick, but you can't hold it knives on Azazel. Oh, Incubus too. Incubus does get the same lasers as Azazel, unlike the Forgotten. By the way, if you want to join commentary for this or any race on Speedgaming, you just have to really ask. Oh, hello, Mom's knife off the Forgotten. Hello. Why did he take... What? Why did he take Lord of the Pit? Marcus. Wrong item. Doesn't even count as part of Incubus. And so this should be a pretty quick run. Both of them got knives. To 0. Oh, that does anything on this character. Or on this character, yeah, actually. Not a huge... Oh! Wow, troll floor. I remember the days of Wrath of the Lamb where secret rooms could, and usually were, connected to the boss room. Oh, hello, Judas the Shadow. Yeah, just keep... I don't know why... Yeah, I wouldn't throw that away when you're going into depths, too. Oh, this is going to be a very long floor. Hoping it's the other way? Oh, it is the other way, actually. Wow. Great use of the Fool card there. Sacrificial Dagger. Very, very good. And moving along, he's going fairly quickly. And it looks like we got another finisher. Shidan finished in third. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone is on their last character here. Checking if that's going to be a good card or not. It was not. So it's like a very short floor or a very long one. Very short it is. Oh, he got sniped. I'm not sure why he would even attempt to go for that. If he used a bomb, he might be able to dislodge it from in there. It really shouldn't be a valid place for drops. Very nice. Killing Hyzid before he teleports. Gonna take the rosary here because it doesn't really matter. Looks like a fairly simple floor layout, most likely. Oh, never mind. Oh, good thing. So before Mom's Contents used to be like freeze these guys, and it would take forever to clear this room. But they are now immune to freeze in the mod, so. Okay, stoneagemarcus finishing it out. For some reason, it says that he quit, but he did finish it at 70 minutes and 44 seconds. So that is the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you want to join in, just join the Isaac Discord server. Check out isaacricing.net for the mod. And we'll be doing this again next week at the same time. So thank you very much, everyone, and go enjoy the rest of Speed Gaming's things to do. Have a wonderful day, everyone.